Hey everybody, this is Jenny. Welcome to my channel, A Traveling Teacher. My main YouTube channel is Unhidden Heroines. I will put that link in the comments in case you would like to follow my travel adventures. But I started this separate channel because not everybody who follows my channels wants to learn English. So I'm doing two different things. So I am an entrepreneur, traveling English teacher, and I'm a published author. And I just genuinely love teaching idioms and phrasal verbs. So I started my own channel so that I could do that and put my stuff out there that will be available for years to come. I do apologize in advance for the quality of my videos. They're not edited like other fancy people's, and they don't have I do everything myself, okay? And my computer's not the best quality of camera, but I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And I hope that it still brings value to you in some way. So this series of idioms is going to be about anxiety and fear. By the way, I apologize for my physical state. I am actually on the coast of Brazil right now in an Airbnb, and I'm trying to get a bunch of videos uploaded before I travel tomorrow to my next spot 4 hours south, and I won't be able to really record videos. I'll be working at a hostel. So I'm trying to get as much done today as possible so I can pre-release, slow release, but I don't have air conditioning. My air conditioning went out 2 days ago. The managers had problems getting it fixed. So I'm super hot, so I don't look the best, but bear with me. Okay, this series is about anxiety and fear. So the first one would be afraid of one's own shadow. Like, she's scared of her own shadow. A person who is afraid of his or own shadow is very nervous or easily frightened. You could say, I've never seen anyone so easily scared. She's afraid of her own shadow. For example, my best friend in the United States, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. She got a new cat, a mom and her kitten, who's now grown, but they're family, and he is scared of his own shadow. Every time, even if you just hit the floor too hard, he jumps and runs. He's scared of his own shadow. So the next one is going to be to have butterflies in your stomach. If you have butterflies in your stomach, you are feeling very nervous. At the beginning of an exam, I always have butterflies in my stomach. It's whatever you're nervous about. I have butterflies in my stomach about my presentation. It's like when you're really nervous about something. Maybe you go on a first date with somebody. Maybe you're going to check an exam score, and you're like, I have butterflies in my stomach because they're going to release our final exam grades today, and I'll find out if I pass my whole nursing program. The next one would be on the edge of one's seat. Someone who is on the edge of their seat is very interested in something and finds it both extremely exciting and nerve-wracking. Like, she was sitting, okay, great example, the World Cup recently, the Argentina and Croatia. Wait, did they play Croatia? I don't remember, sorry, I know that's a huge sin, I don't know. But everybody was on the edge of their seats with this game. No, it was France, I'm sorry, Brazil and France. They were on the edge of their seat watching this game. Because the tie and how close it was. On the edge of their seats. So you could say the next one would be bundle of nerves. Bundle of nerves. If you describe someone as a bundle of nerves, you mean that they are very nervous, tense, or worried. My son is doing his driving test today. Needless to say, he's a bundle of nerves. You could say, I'm a bundle of nerves about the news they're going to share at the meeting today at work. Usually it's in reference to something that you're anxious about, not really excited about, okay? Anxious and excited are not the same thing. Anxious and eager are two words that are often mistakenly used or interplaced in the English language. I hear a lot of people say, I'm really anxious about my trip to the Bahamas coming up. And anxious, I'm thinking anxious, you mean eager. Anxious is something that has a negative connotation, and eager is something that has a positive connotation. Eager is also excited. It's a synonym. So if you're anxious, you're a bundle of nerves. So the next one would be make your blood run cold. So imagine if the blood in your body was cold. If something makes your blood run cold, it shocks or scares you a lot. The look in the prisoner's eye made my blood run cold. Maybe even something that scares you. Let's see. Okay, the next one could be break out in a cold sweat. Break out in a cold sweat. If you break out in a cold sweat, you begin to perspire a lot, usually from anxiety. I get nervous at the dentist's and usually break out in a cold sweat. And that's a great sentence example. Yes, I do. I like it. The next one would be hold your breath. Hold your breath means like this. Like I could say, how long can you hold your breath underwater? To hold your breath. If someone is holding their breath, they are waiting anxiously or excitedly for something to happen or be announced. So I went for a second interview today, and now I'm holding my breath. We also use it kind of sarcastically, like if you know somebody's not going to do something, like for example, if I say, hey, I don't know if I can go out tonight, because Johnny from work said that he might be available to work on a project. And then you could say, he never shows up and he never calls people back. Don't hold your breath. It means don't have expectations that will happen. If you hold your breath about it, you'll die from not having oxygen. The next one would be ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. This means that if you don't know about a problem or unpleasant fact, you don't worry about it. I didn't know our neighbor was an escaped prisoner until the police arrived. Ignorance is bliss. Like sometimes it's like better not to know some things. It's better not to know. Because you can't unknow something. Ignorance is bliss means I'm happy to not have that knowledge. Another one would be when you get burned, to get one's fingers burned. If someone gets their fingers burnt, they suffer as a result of an unsuccessful action and are nervous about trying again. Sentence example would be, he got his fingers burnt so badly in the last elections that he decided to withdraw from politics. To get one's fingers burnt. The next one would be on pins and needles. If you are on pins and needles, you are very anxious or nervous about what is going to happen. Okay, so imagine a pin or a needle, not a pin like this, a pin that you would use to sew. So it's kind of like a needle. A needle is what you would use to give an injection, or like a syringe, right? So if you're on pins or needles, what are you going to be like? Imagine if you were sitting on those. So that's literally like saying, oof, I'm on pins and needles waiting for those answers. I was having medical problems. I am on pins and needles waiting for the doctor to call me back about the exam. Scott was on pins and needles while he waited for the result of the exam. Good example. It was my example. The next one would be scare the daylights out of someone. If something scares the living daylights out of you, it terrifies you. The sudden screaming scared the daylights out of me. I was absolutely terrified. Okay. The next one would be at your wit's end. Your wits could be kind of like your nerves. When you run out of patience about something, I'm at my wit's end. I've tried everything. I have talked, I have done, I have listened, I have done everything within my power. I'm at my wit's end. I have run out of ways. If you are at your wit's end, you are so worried about something that you do not know what to do next. When her son dropped out of school, Susan was at her wit's end. It's like when you don't know what to do. Like I have no idea what to do. The next one would be tongue-tied. If you are tongue-tied, you have difficulty in expressing yourself because you are nervous or embarrassed. At the start of the interview, I was completely tongue-tied. And actually, we covered that one in a previous video. I remember, because I explained it. I'm not going to explain it again. Go back and look at the video. So the next one would be if your heart misses a beat. If your heart misses or skips a beat, you have a sudden feeling of fear or excitement. When the lights went out, my heart missed a beat. Or when the taxi ran the red light and the truck barely missed us, my heart skipped a beat or my heart missed a beat. The next one would be if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. This expression means that if you feel that there is too much pressure, you can leave. Amid the growing tension, the organizer declared, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. We say that a lot. Where I'm from, we say that a lot. The next two actually would mean the same, so I'll just make these together. Heebie-jeebies. It's like, whoo, heebie-jeebies. A state of apprehension, nervousness, or anxiety is called the heebie-jeebies. Having to go down to the car park at night gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, I'm really scared. Like, I don't trust that there's bad things all around, and I don't trust being around here. Something scares me, but I don't know what. I'm scared of something in the dark. It's like you have the heebie-jeebies. Scary movies give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like them. I don't watch them. The next one would be to get or to have the jitters. If you get or have the jitters, especially before an important event, you become very nervous or anxious and begin to shake. Like, I do that if I have to sing in front of people. Like, if I do karaoke right before I'm supposed to go up, I have the jitters so bad. Stage fright. Some people get the jitters when they have to make a speech. It's also called stage fright. Okay, let's see. We're at 11 minutes. I'll do just a few more. I don't freak out about having videos that are too long, because if I'm creating content of value, people are going to watch if they like what I have to say. I'm doing this because I genuinely love it. I am giving you these gifts. They will be out here for the rest of your life and my life. If my video is 5 minutes long, if it's 20 minutes long, you can always pause it. You can come back to it later. You can come back to it next year. I am not stressed about it. To jump out of your skin. If you jump out of your skin, you are extremely surprised or shocked. Jane nearly jumped out of her skin when the horse put its head through the kitchen window. It's like it scares you. I was sitting here working the other day. I'm in a little gated condo community, but it's kind of in a not good neighborhood. So on the other side of the wall that's gating this property, somebody broke bottles, and I thought it was outside my door. I jumped out of my skin. It scared me to death. Terrified me. I was like I thought somebody was right here outside of my door within 2 arm reaches breaking glass. And I felt like I was scared. I was in danger. But it wasn't. It was out there. Life abroad. The next one would be nerves of steel. Someone who has nerves of steel is not afraid and stays calm in difficult or dangerous situations. Firefighters need to have nerves of steel. Nerves of steel. Steel is a metal. It's a building material. And it's really super strong. So if you have nerves of steel, nothing affects you. You're super brave. The next one would be to shake like a leaf. To shake like a leaf. It means you're scared. You're literally shaking like a leaf. If you shake like a leaf, you tremble with fear or nervousness. At the beginning of the interview, the candidate was shaking like a leaf. Okay, our next one would be, the next 3 actually are kind of related, so I'll go them together, and then I think we'll be done, actually. Scared, stiff. Stiff is rigid. Like, if I say my body's stiff, I'm like, oh, my body is stiff. Like, it is not loose. It is all tight. My shoulders are a mess. Everything's a mess. Someone who is scared stiff is so frightened that they are unable to move. My mother is scared stiff of heights. So am I. I'm scared stiff. Another synonym of that, we would say quaking in one's boots. Quaking in one's boots. When someone is extremely scared, it is said that they are quaking in their boots. When he saw the crocodiles in the water, he started quaking in his boots. The next one will be scare someone out of their wits. If something scares you out of your wits, it makes you very frightened or worried. The feeling that a house is haunted can scare people out of their wits. Now remember, the word wits, we also use with the idiom when someone's at their wits' end. Okay, so I think it would merit, I'm going to look into that with the English language, the etymology behind the word wits and how else we use it. I think it would, the more that you know how just one word is used, you can just focus on one word and look at all the ways it's used. That's also a way to build fluency. That helped me in Spanish. Okay, I think that's it, guys. Let me go through here. Yeah, that's it. If there's one that resonated with you, make sure you put your example in the chat below. I would love to know where you're from. Here's my Arabic tattoo, by the way. Lots of love and peace from here, from this American girl that's a traveler and is in Brazil. I'll eventually be in your country, wherever you are in the world. I would love for you to drop that in the comments. Where are you from? What's your native language? Why are you wanting to learn English? Why do you love idioms? What's your favorite idiom? How are examples that you could use the idioms that you learned today? That's it. I'm going to start on my next video.